Greetings, this is user Kanzar, and I am the developer of the jnostromo unofficial esports Razer Nostromo drivers. This video shows you how to install the jnostromo drivers on the Linux 64-bit systems. I'm currently running Ubuntu 11.04, but this should be applicable to any Linux distro. I'm assuming you've already downloaded the drivers from the SourceForge project page. It happens to be a tar bzip2. Please unzip this any way you like. I'm using the tar command. And then once you've unzipped it, go into the directory. There's basically one configuration parameter that you have to do, and that is to create these udev rules. So in the directory etc udevrules.d, create a file called input.rules, and in that file add these two lines, and let's just see my rules. So you see they match. What is this doing? This allows write permissions for your events. The Razer Nostromo, when you plug it into a USB port, it registers as an event, like a keyboard event, for instance. In order to use it properly, you have to have write access. So also you need to be in the games group. This gives write permissions for all members of the games group, and here it only gives read permissions for all other users. So make sure you're in the games group. That's pretty much all the configuration you need to do. Maybe in upcoming versions I'll have packaged and this will be all done for you, but for now you have to do it manually. So after that, all you need to do is run the bash file, which is conveniently named run.bash. And before you run this, you need to make sure that your Razer Nostromo is plugged in to the USB port. Currently, I do not pull to check for new registration events, so that'll be hopefully in the next release or the release after that. So right now, just make sure that your Nostromo is plugged in, and the GUI indicates that it's plugged in by giving you a status of on. If you're not plugged in, it'll be status of off and it'll be red. So this is the configuration for the jnostromo esports configurator. Yay, that's cool. You start out with the current profile of default. We can go into manage profiles and create a new one. We'll just call this demo. Hit OK. And when I created that new profile, it automatically switches to the new profile. You can change back to the default profile by selecting default by clicking on it, and then click on the set current profile button. So now we're on the default. Let's go back to demo and go to assign buttons. So anytime you create a new profile, the keyboard layout will be the default layout, which is in the default profile. Back to demo. And this is the layout that you will get by just plugging in your Nostromo into the, so you plug it in and you don't have any drivers loaded. These are the keys that are mapped by default, and this is provided by the drivers, the hardware level drivers. It has nothing to do with what I've implemented. So what did I implement? What is this all about? This is about remapping those keys specifically for games and other applications. So for instance, we want to change the 1 key, which is here. Click on the pull down for 1, and we want to remap it to say the A key. So you just press A on your keyboard and then hit OK, and it switches. And if you want to apply that change, you click on apply. Cool. So let's see how this works. I'm going to open up a text editor to show you what the keys are. So right now I'm pressing 1 on my Nostromo, and you see it switched to A. 2, I have Q. Now let's just switch Q into a different key. Let's just say key number 2. Hit OK. Then hit apply. We come back here, and I'm hitting the number 2 key. So 1A, 2, 2. You can also add mouse buttons. So click, double click, middle mouse, scroll up, scroll down. Cancel that. And then you can add key maps, which is another really cool feature of the official Razer Nostromo drivers, and I've implemented that here in jnostromo, and I believe this is still tournament and esport legal. So let's go and select key map 2. Now what is this doing? When I hit key map, when I hit the 3 key, which is this key that I'm having my mouse over, it will switch to key map 2. And let me hit select key map 3 and go back to key map 1. So hit apply. Now what happens here, I'm in key map 1 currently. So 1 is A, 2 is 2. Now I hit key 3, and now I've switched to key map 2. So now I'm at 1 is tab, 2 is Q. And if I hit 3, now I switch back to key map 1, A2, A2. See how that is? So it's really convenient if you're in the game and you have a keyboard layout, say for StarCraft, and you have commands for moving your troops around the map for building, and you might want a key map for your control groups. So one key map will be commands for building and for attacking, and then another key map might be for, again, selecting units through groups. You can also do on the key map a switchback when released key, so we'll do that just to show you quick. I should really have the camera pointed at the jnostromo and hit apply. So now I'm in 1, 2, 1, 2, so key map 1. I click and hold 4, so now I'm in key map 2, and I release 4, and now I'm back to key map 1. So really useful feature if you want to temporarily go to a different key map. And again, this is nothing new. This is implemented in the official drivers as well. You can disable it, so if I don't want 4 to do anything, then I can disable it. Or you can say, what is the default key? I don't want to reset all of my keys. I just want this one to go back to the default. And you can hit apply. The reset resets everything back to the default key settings. You can hit apply. So we spent a lot of time on the keys from 1 to 14. I want to point out that the 16 key is the key just above the digital pad where I'm hovering my mouse. 15 is the button below the digital pad. Obviously these keys map to the digital pad, and then wheel up, wheel down, and middle for your scroll wheel. So that's about it for the configuration GUI. Once you have your profile that you created and you like it, you can hit OK. And what that does is it hides the configuration GUI. There is a system tray icon, which is up at the top right. In order to bring it back up, you right click on it and you click on display. So that brings it back up. You can change your profile here or go back to here and change your profiles. There currently isn't any kind of smart profile detection, whereas in the official drivers say you wanted to bind the StarCraft 2 executable with a profile, and they can detect when StarCraft 2 is launched. I haven't implemented that yet. That might be in a much later release. So, and when you're finished, when you're done with it, you can just right-click again on the system tray and click on Exit. Note if you click on this doesn't actually exit, it just hides it. So in order to exit drivers, you have to right-click on the system tray and click on Exit. Thank you for watching. I hope you give me feedback on the SourceForge forums. Enjoy these drivers. Thanks. Bye.